as I mentioned prior, it's no secret to anybody that you switch coaches prior to a championship season, which is very rare. But that coach was your GM in Phoenix. So talk about your relationship with Steve then, maybe what changed now that he's your coach, and did any of that relationship from prior lead to him, landing with the Warriors? And I think everybody last May thought he was going to, June thought he was going to be with the Knicks.
Well, that you have to kind of put your time frame back to the end of our regular season a year ago, and we were in the playoffs. We had a coach, right? The Knicks were not in the playoffs. If they're Knicks fans here, you're used to that. And therefore, Phil Jackson had the opportunity to start recruiting a new coach for the Knicks, and we didn't have that opportunity. We hadn't even made that decision that that's what we were going to do. I did have, a little insight that if we were going to make such a change at the end of the year, I had worked side by side with one of the most remarkable, forget players, forget general managers, one of the most remarkable people that I'd ever been around in Steve Kerr. For 3 years when he was general manager of the Phoenix Suns, I was president of the Phoenix Suns. And when you work that closely with somebody through some good and stressful times, you learn an awful lot about their character. And we had one little flaw in our thinking in terms of let's play this out publicly. Some guy like Monte Poole would get a hold of this story and say, okay, let's get this right. So you hired a broadcaster who'd never coached the game before, who clearly changed the culture of a losing franchise, went to the playoffs 2 years in a row. You're going to fire him. Then you're going to go out and hire an announcer who's never coached a game before and put him in charge of this team and expect a different outcome. That was a cause for concern in terms of what an initial reaction could be. I will say that I should have written Phil Jackson a thank you note, because the dialogue was not what I described. It was, oh my gosh, this guy may choose the Warriors over the New York Knicks. So that became the story, not the one I laid out that might not have been. So might have questioned our judgment just a little bit, but listen, the guy's just a remarkable human being, and everything that happened this year, I think you can't say it was expected, but it certainly didn't surprise anybody.